There comes a time in every person's life where they say, man, if this game just existed, I would so play it. It takes the specially deranged or gifted of us to decide to then try to make that game. I will let you all decide which category I'm in. Oh, sorry. You guys don't know me. Let me start over. I am one guy, but you can call me one broken guy, one shattered guy, one broke guy, or for the lazier audiences out there, just guy. Here goes. Breathe in. I'm making a pixel art, side-scrolling, combat-focused game about fighting your way through increasingly brutal battles, upgrading your gear, taking down powerful demon generals, unlocking time-based abilities, and repeating the process across 3 distinct time-warping campaigns, each ruled by a prince who's stolen a piece of the goddess of time's power. This is not my dream game. This is the byproduct of the collapse of the third dimension in order for electrical impulses to travel faster than light. For those of you who remember about 10% of what I just said, shame on you. This devlog could have been over by now, but by all means, let me reiterate and further explain for your highest intellects. Monday, August 19th, 2024. I walk into my first college course, game programming and visualization. A course I chose to take because the previous year I had completed computer science principles and gotten a C because I decided to make recreations of classic games like the dinosaur game instead of making the projects the teacher assigned me. Anyways, I walk into class and the teacher starts talking. He explains what the purpose of this school year is: to teach us young, impressionable minds how to design and program video games. He then told us to walk out the door if we were in his class just to play those games. No one walked out, but the next day, at least 5 people were no longer there. After the initial few weeks of internet safety, computer management, and keyboarding lessons for the finger typers among us, I find out we will be taught exclusively 3D game programming. Now, don't get me wrong, I love 3D games. In fact, my dream game will feature the third dimension. The problem was, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to create in 3D at the time. My brain, like my game ideas, functioned entirely on the X and Y planes. So, a whole school year goes by and I've produced 3 games that are, let's just say, technically executable code. I'm traveling home with a friend, let's call him Baconi, when he mentions time travel. Well, you know how brains are essentially just really smart computers? I was brainstorming some ideas for a new game in my head and must have been running on A plus B because when Baconi said the word time, I had a full game idea in my head before he finished the word travel. Problem is, in order for my mind to defy the laws of physics, the third dimension, which had been crammed into my head by my professor for the last 8 months, had to go. I now had a game idea, but no way to program it, since I am still effectively a neophyte at 3D game programming, let alone 2D game programming. Let me tell you some of what I hope this game will become. After all, I would never dare to clickbait my viewers. I want to make a game where the main focus is time. Sure, I might add a timer for the speedrunners that seem to infest every action game with levels. But I want the game to be about time manipulation. I want the player to be able to jump forwards, jump backwards, stand still, or make loop-the-loops in time. I just want the player to earn these. Now, I don't know about the rest of the 99.99999% of video game players out there, but I hate the grind. I want the grind to never exist. Now I just know some of you are asking, but one guy, how come you are making a game about grinding for time manipulation powers if you hate the grind? To that, my answer is multifaceted. Facet 1. Make the player overpowered from the beginning. If the player has the best armor, the best weapon, the best loadout from the beginning, then it should not feel like a grind to battle through hordes of enemies and bosses to earn time manipulation. Facet 2. give the player a bogus time manipulation skill from the very beginning, which is just me taking the easy route out of coding a game that can literally change the timeline we live in, just because the player decided to press Shift A. Let's call it clairvoyance. Touché, I know, but this skill allows you to see all timelines. The enemy stops time. You still see him moving around you and attacking you, but are powerless to stop it. Then he goes back in time. You get a front row seat to witnessing your progress of the last few minutes or seconds unravel. What? You don't think you want this skill? Too bad. I'm the developer and I'm lazy. Facet 3. Make the player battle the really hard guys in the beginning, then grind out the rest. Remember how I mentioned 3 demon princes? Well, the gameplay loop goes as follows. Make the first demon prince sleep prematurely. Help one of his armies with their sleep issues as well. Kindly tell the army's general to it's nap time. Repeat for each of the armies of that prince. Then rinse and repeat for each of the princes. Don't worry, since I gave you the best possible loot from the beginning, defeating the demon princes should not be too hard. But wait, this is an RPG after all. And everybody knows RPGs are required by law to have annoying but necessary item upgrading. The fix? The amazing loot I gave you at the beginning is half broken and can lose durability. Congrats! Those of you playing a game called Forecalled who struggle with foresight may very well be left armorless in the middle of your campaign. Think of it as an added challenge. So yeah, that's the vision. There's a reason game devs don't add scrubbable time to their games, you know. I might be biting off more than I can chew. Anyways, I hope you all stay with me for however long it takes me to swallow this project. Sayonara, my demons.